Hey Brittany, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and you have sent me your RayBan. What model number is this? The 5225, and the color is the 2034, and the 54 eye size. Of course, that color is the black and crystal. And you need me to put prescription lenses into your frame, so piece of cake. First thing I'm going to do is take out the original demo lenses that come in this frame. Because these have been worn just a little bit, I do want to clean the inside of the frame just to get any debris, any oil, makeup, sweat, anything like that that could be around the inside of the frame. And once that is completely clean, I'm going to put your RayBan frame into my $30,000 Santanelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger, and the stylus has popped up and it's now tracing the shape of your right lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the left. Up, it didn't like something, did not like something. Maybe I have to clean it better. Let's just see. Now let's try tracing the right again. Slow it down, slow it down. Okay, let's stop it. I need to clean some more. Let me go ahead and clean. This $30,000 piece of equipment is very, very finicky. I'm just going to get any makeup off from the inside of this frame. And let me just try tracing one lens instead of both. I'm just going to do the right. So let me just get one side cleaned out really thoroughly, and we will try again. Hang on, I'm going to keep cleaning. Let me go through here with my thumbnail, get as much of that out as I can. And now let's go back in and clean everything up. Okay. Let's try tracing just the right lens this time. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame such as this, and you would receive free, clear, single vision, prescription or non-prescription fashion lenses. Of course, I'm going to put your prescription in here. So let's pull up the shape. I'm going to put in the frame PD, which is 71. I'm going to program that in 71. Your pupillary distance is 65. Let me program that in right there. These are polycarbonate lenses that I'm cutting for a Zyol frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. So you are minus 275 in both eyes. So I'm going to take your lenses out of their protective sleeves. I'm going to set the power drum on minus 275. Locate the optical center of the lens and put a dot on there. I'm going to use my pen to darken that for you. I'm going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Put that in, find the optical center of the lens. Put a dot in the center, which is too light for you to see, so I'm going to darken it with my Sharpie. Now, I need to attach this to your lens. This is a block. I need to stick this onto the lens while it is cutting. So 3M makes a double-sided adhesive sticker. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that onto the block, pull the tape away, get everything lined up perfectly. And essentially what I'm looking into, this machine is known as the blocker, but it lets me, I can see it's like the crosshairs of a scope. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and I just want to get that red dot dead center in those crosshairs, because that's what's going to sit directly in front of your eyes. So I'm going to put that in the machine and hit start, and the first thing that's going to happen is these calipers are going to come down, and it's going to trace the shape of the right side of the frame to make sure it's large enough to fit, starting with the rear surface, the concave surface first, and then it's going to move over and trace the front surface of the lens, which is the convex side. All the while, the calipers are measuring the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to place the bevel so it will fit best inside the frame. The cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel that's going to grind away the polycarbonate material until it's the final size, in this wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley. That's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now, we'll have to close the door, but I just want you to see as your unbreakable prescription lens touches down onto the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is also virtually unbreakable. as well as being bulletproof up to 22 caliber. It has both UVA and UVB protection. I tell people that, you know how harmful the sun's ultraviolet rays can be to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Your lenses are also aspheric, meaning that it's a spherical lens gives you that ugly fishbowl appearance. These are much flatter, much thinner, and it's going to fit inside the frame just perfectly, so you don't have any edge thickness. When you buy glasses online, people charge you for plastic lenses. Then if you want the thinner, lightweight, unbreakable polycarb, you have to pay an upgrade fee. Then if you want the aspheric lenses, you have to pay another upgrade fee. So this is someone else's third-tier premium lens that you get for free had you had bought in that RayBan frame from me. But instead, it's really, really cheap if you only need prescription lenses for your frame. Now, if you notice, your lens is still completely flat all around the edges. Now it's going to move just like a nickel. I can actually stand it up on the counter. Until now, it's actually getting the bevel cut onto the lens, which is the knife-like edge that's going to make it stay inside the frame. If you notice, there is plastic or water running in the background, but polycarb cuts dry where plastic and high-index lenses cut wet. In just a moment, 2 water jets are going to kick in to wash away this optical debris or any optical sawdust that you see that's in there. The 2 water jets, as you see, one here and one there, that's just to wash away any of that debris. It does that for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, and then as soon as it's done, I will take it out and we'll get it mounted into your frame. If it's the right size. If not, I can always cut it down a little bit more, because we have the golden rule. You can always cut more off of a lens, you can never add it back on. So once this is done, and I see another little piece of optical sawdust I can peel off. I love peeling this stuff off as it goes around. Okay, so your right lens is done. Let's take it out. I do want to dry it off. And there's one more step I want to do before I get it mounted in your frame. You still have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle. Just like me, I got rough edges. But I'm going to use my hand stump, which is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running, and my finger gets warm due to the friction. But it's that friction that lets me apply what's known as the safety bevel. Essentially, I've just melted all those rough edges, and I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape away your melted lens material, which is called Schwarf. And once that has all been removed from your lens and has fallen on the counter, I carefully and very neatly collect it into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. Because this is where I say, kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like that. So kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So let's see if your lens fits. I have the right side closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner first, and then using my thumbs I press down at the nose and it snaps in perfectly. So let me go ahead and start cutting your left lens. I'm going to take that, I'm going to flip that over to L, which stands for not right, just like me. And I'm closing down the clamp, and just like before, the calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the shape of the left side of your frame to make sure this lens is large enough to fit. Starting with the rear surface first, the concave surface, and then it's going to move over and trace the convex side of the lens. All the while measuring the thickness to know exactly where to place the bevel so it will fit best inside the frame. Look at that, no edge thickness, none whatsoever. That's what you're going to get with the high quality thin lenses that you get from me for free when you buy the frame, Brittany. Of course, how many times can I hammer that home? I know you got the hookup on these, you got these as a gift, so all you're paying for is your prescription lenses. And as soon as your left lens touches down the cutting wheel, I'm going to keep working on the right. So this block is no longer needed. I'm going to take that off, pull that sticker away, and I'm going to put your lens right above that red dot, in fact right at that red dot, back in my lensometer. And I'm reading -275, which is 1 tick mark away from 3. Your prescription, you are rare. Most people have different prescription in each eye because it's muscular. I'm right-handed, so my right arm is stronger than my left. But you are -275 in both eyes. the unit of measurement that we use, I mean, you've heard of ounces, gallons, and pounds, where we use the term diopter, and that is spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, and that goes in quarter increments starting at 0, known as plano, also known as non-prescription, and goes up from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. So, without your glasses on, you see great up close, but you need them to see far away, so you are nearsighted. So you need, let's see, 11 steps of correction for your to correct for your farsightedness. So you're on the 11th rung of a ladder. Without your glasses on, everything is much larger than it really appears. So when you put your glasses on, it will actually minify down to the correct size. Now you have no astigmatism. That just means that astigmatism is what makes blurred images like 6s and 8s look alike, the letters P and F. This first number would make everything the correct size. If you had astigmatism, that would take away the fuzzy edges, but you have no fuzzy edges. You just need to make everything the correct size in order to see well. Look, got me a little giblet there. Love pulling that one off. So the water jets have kicked in to tell me I'm on the last 20 seconds. As soon as it's done, we'll take it out and we'll get the left lens mounted. So once this has done, we'll take this out, dry everything off again. Back to the handstone real quick for the safety bevel. Use my thumbnail to scrape all that off. Once it's on the counter, I wipe it on the floor and say, kids, stay in school. How many times I gotta tell you that? So let's go ahead and get your left lens mounted. I'm gonna tuck it in at the outside corner. Then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. It snaps in perfectly. I'm gonna take this block off. Pull that off, pull the sticker off. I'm going to put your lens in just to verify that it is minus 275, and it is. Your pupillary distance is 65. So I'm going to place the 0 against my thumb on your right lens, and when I hold it up on the left lens, you see that it's at 65 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. The last thing I want to do before I ship it back to you is get everything in standard alignment. Meaning because if you get these and they're too loose or they're too tight or they're high on one side, 90% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them, because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. It's a lot of math and an explanation, isn't it? So, but I am going to make sure they're in standard alignment, meaning that they're in a 3-point stance with the 3 points 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter, I press down. One side's a little high, so I'm going to bring that down some. Now there is no wobble, flip them over. There is no wobble. I make sure that each temple overlaps perfectly and the same amount of tension on each hinge. Even though these are yours and they're used, I'm still gonna give you the 30,000 mile tune-up. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Brittany, I hope you enjoyed as you watched me cut prescription lenses for your RayBan 5225 color 2034, which is the black crystal. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.